What is going on, guys? DBG here. Today we're going to be talking about 10 of the most underrated players in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. These are players that I think are really effective, can be really good in game, and people just don't rate them at all. There's no price limit on this. These are cards that I think the most expensive card here is a 20k, but these are just some of the most underrated cards in the game. And this is based on what I think public perception is. Like, these are cards, I've talked up a lot of these cards. Trust me, I've talked a lot of these cards. These are the cards that, like, I talk up and so many people are like, you're an idiot, these cards are terrible. You're completely entitled to that opinion. But that means, at least for me, they're the most underrated because people just don't like them. So before we get on to it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 280,000 subscribers by the end of the month. If we could somehow hit, by like Sunday, 278,500, that puts us in unbelievably good shape. That puts us in unbelievably good shape for 280k by the end of January. So again, a huge thank you guys for all the support recently on the channel. But now let's get on to it. So now we're gonna be doing two per position, and we're gonna go for centers. I'm not gonna do them in any particular order, but I'm gonna get to probably the most controversial one out of the way with first. And this guy is here because in every tier list, people are like, oh, you're crazy, you're overrating this guy. I'm not. It's 15,000 MT George Mikan. It's George freaking Mikan, lads. George Mikan is a 6'10 center with a wide player build who's got like limitless takeoff, downhill, posterizer, and Huff. Downhill's pretty decent, and posterizer, not a bad badge, neither limitless takeoff. Again, they're badges that don't seem to get much better from gold to Huff, but they're still decent. Mikan, again, also has like catch and shoot gold, post spin gold. He's got things like sniper gold, which makes up for his kind of lack of 3-point rating. Rebound chaser on gold, which is insanely good to have, because again, if he doesn't have that, he's gonna struggle. Dream shake on gold. He's got set shooter, fast twitch. You can give him interceptor, which again is really good. So that is a badge he's missing in fairness, his interceptor, but he's got an insanely good post fade, an insanely good mid range, a really good 3-pointer because of how good his release is, a 95 driving dunk, which is incredible as well. He's got 79 ball handle, which is nice for center. Defensively, he's got a decent block rating, really good interior. Not the worst steal, not the worst perimeter defense either. The perimeter doesn't matter too much, but not a terrible steal. Really good rebounding, 86 speed, 86 acceleration, 79 speed ball. Like, that is incredible. And 79 lateral quickness. Like, this guy is still in that conversation for the number 2 center in the game after David Robinson. I still think he's in that conversation. The fact that people like are saying this card's completely outdated, he's not outdated. Is he the best center in the game? No. Like, is he going to be as effective for most people as Hakeem? No. But like, can he be the best center in the game? Depending on your playstyle, maybe. And you give him like range, interceptor, and he suddenly turns into one of the best centers in the game, if not the best if you want to run a popper. So yeah, George Mikan, fantastic player. And for me, because he's the guy, whenever I put him into tier lists, everyone keeps saying, oh, he sucks. So I have to put him in the most underrated category. Then we're going to move on to a shooting guard. And this is a controversial one, but nobody's using this guy. Nobody's talking about this guy. It's Dan Marley. He's still usable at any level. Splash used him in his 250 squad. The only problem is that like him versus Jaylen Brown is really close, and everyone has Jaylen Brown. The problem is though, is that I know a lot of people that have Dan Marley and have Jaylen Brown, but are running likes of like Oubre and stuff instead. Was he worth completing limited for? Maybe not. But like, look at these badges and stats like catch and shoot, pickpocket, clamps, half sniper, menace, ball stripper. So he's gonna be absolutely elite on defense. And then he's got also like gold interceptor, gold range, all the gold shooting badges. A really solid, not a brilliant release, but a solid release. He's got no post game whatsoever, but again, that doesn't really matter too much. But he's got a 94 3 ball, a passable driving dunk, 86 ball handle. He's also got 92 steal, 92 perimeter defense, a really good interior defense for a 6'6" guard of 82, 75 block, He's also got 89 speed, which is pretty good, and 96 lateral. So you're getting an absolutely insanely good 2-guard here in Dan Marley. And I know so many people just haven't used him. They have Dan Marley and just choose not to use him. Like for me, there's no reason to not use this guy if you have him. Honestly, that's the one thing I will say. There's no reason to not use him if you have him. But still, he's a really, really good good card in my opinion. And it's just kind of been slept on because, well, Jaylen Brown came out on the same day. And all the great 2-guards came out on Friday. So, after Dan Marley, we're going to take a look at a point guard. And look, tall point guards are pretty good in this game. They are super effective in certain scenarios. And for that reason, Josh Giddey is one of the more underrated players in the game. There's a reason why a lot of people use this guy. Because he's 6'8". And he can shoot. I don't care what the ratings or the release says on 2KDB to Jason Kidd. He can shoot. He's got half dimer, goal catch and shoot. He's got ankle breaker. He's also got box, quick chain, rebound chaser. The only difference is that he's kind of slow out of his burst. Because he has no quick first step. That's the big problem. If he can get a quick first step, you're looking at Penny 2.0. You really are looking at Penny 2.0. He's got a really nice, he's a really decent 3-ball, a decent driving dunk. He's got good ball handle, good passing stats, good steal and perimeter defense. While again, he's not going to be absolutely hawking lanes. He's still got that good steal rating. With his length, he's going to get steals. 7-foot wingspan. Really solid speed again. Comparable to a Penny Hardaway. He's at 80 lateral, which does not seem great, but at the end of the day, as a really tall point guard, it's fine. That's Giddey good. Giddey is a really good player. And don't let the fact that there's a couple of off stats fool you. This card, if you like running tall point guards and you don't want to spend 40k on Penny Hardaway, just use Josh Giddey. Honestly, he works well. If you like tall PGs, he's going to be really good in the game. Is he going to make the best teams for most people? No, he's not. But he's going to be a really solid card. A really, really solid card. And the fact that, again, most people think this guy's a bum is the reason why he's on this list. Small forward, you're never going to play him at small forward, but it's Victor Oladipo. As I've always said, this guy is Dwayne Wade, except he can't play point guard. I guess basically what he is. Half clamps, posterizer, ankle braces, limitless takeoff. 46, yes, 46 gold badges, including, like, he's got all the key ones. Interceptor, quick first step, limitless spot up, chef. I think he just comes with chef. Sniper, maybe he doesn't come with chef. But he's also got all the defensive badges as well. He doesn't come with corner specialist, which isn't really important. He doesn't come with quick chain. He actually doesn't come with chef. I don't know why I thought he did come with chef. But he's got a 93 point rating, 95 driving dunk, an 86 ball handle, which again is really, really good. 92 steal, 95 perimeter defense, which is super, super good for this guy. He's got a 75 block, which isn't the greatest. Interior is not actually terrible for players' height. Really, really good speed, ball acceleration, and great lateral quickness. He's got base dribble style, but again, Wade is slasher. He's Dwayne Wade, except he's got a really good release. He's Dwayne Wade, except he can't play the point guard. But you can buy like 25 of him for the price of one Dwayne Wade. So yeah, is he as good as Wade? No. But I know a lot of people that run Dwayne Wade at the 2. And Victor Oladipo at the 2 is equally as good as D Wade. I'm putting that out there. If you're playing both of them as 2 guards, Victor Oladipo is an equally as good player. But I will say Dwayne Wade is definitely better because of the fact that he can't play at that point guard position. But again, if you want to run like a Penny Hardaway or a Magic Johnson at the 1, and you want to run another one of those guys at the 2, I mean, you might as well just save the MT and go for a Victor Oladipo, honestly. So with that is why he's super underrated. And then a player that's been on this twice in a row, Aaron Gordon. This guy is still really good. Like, he made my last list because everyone was talking about him like he was terrible. Then he went down to 2000 MT and people are still talking about this guy like he's terrible. Aaron Gordon's got 5 half badges, including half corner specialist. Dude does not miss from the corners. His release is super greenable. He's got like clamps, got interceptor, so he's a really solid defender. He's got a good player build as well. His release is tiny bit slow, but it's so green. He's got no post game, which doesn't matter. But good 3-ball, great dunk. Decent ball handle, great defense. Mediocre rebounding, good speed, and good lateral. He does everything. He is a jack of all trades type player. The guy has no real weaknesses on the floor. So the fact that, again, he was 3 KMT and people were still sleeping on this guy. He became the cheapest diamond in the game and people were still calling this guy bad, despite the fact that, like, for 3, he was the best value card in the game for a certain period of time. He really was. Gordon, an exceptional player. And now we're on to some of the guys off the bench. Point guard, the guy who got significantly better for 1,500 MT. Maybe he went up because of the release change, but the guy who got so much better because of the base 4 release, Dave Bing. This guy, he's probably going to go down in price again, but he's going to be in and around 1,500 MT. For that price, you're not getting any better. He's got an elite, he's got quick dribble style, a really good release in base 4. Now they changed it from set shot 4. He's got gold dimer, gold lucky 7, gold blinders. He's got gold quick first step, stop and go, unpluckable, gold sniper, gold green machine. He's not going to shoot from deep, but he's also got like silver clamp, silver quick chain, silver interceptor, silver chef. So he's going to shoot from kind of deep. Like, honestly, he's got everything you need for a point guard. Yes, he doesn't have the most gold badges, but he's got 19 silver. That means something. 19 silver badges. That really does mean something. He's got an 85 3 ball. He will dunk when he's wide open. He's got really good steal and perimeter defense, or really solid steal and perimeter defense. He's obviously not going to play the greatest interior, but he's a 1,500 MT point guard. He's got a big player build at 6'3". His wingspan is 6'6", but he does have a big enough player build. 92 speed. He's at 90 lateral quickness. And again, for 1,500 to like 2,000 MT, he might have spiked up, but trust me, he'll go down next week. For an entry-level point guard, that's what I like to call players that are as cheap as these guys are. Entry-level cards. Because they're really only going to be used by like brand new players. He's really good. And the thing is that people are going to come up against this guy and still think he's a bum. But he's very solid. He is a really solid card, and people still to this day are going to be talking about this guy like he's a bum, even though 2K, the only problem with this card was his release off the dribble, and 2K changed it to base 4, which is chicken. Then to 2, look, was he bad? Was he worth getting for the time? No. Ginobili's fine. Ginobili is fine. Everyone talking about this card like he's a bum. Like, again, if you've matched up with me in EU servers when I've been running with this guy, I know obviously I've been like playing unlimited while doing other things this season, because I was like, oh, I don't even care about my record until I get to like the diamond tier. And now I'm just, as soon as they announced that clutch, or that if you have showdown you need 15k, everyone's sweating it, and I'm still like 40 wins off. So I'm like, I'm not doing 40 wins in 2 days. I did that in season 1 in NBA 2K 21. I'm never doing that again. But like, I've been cooking. I cooked Sam the Ruler with this guy. I cooked XO Swish with this guy. Like, I've been cooking some good players with this Manu Ginobili. But he's got 9 Huff badges. Like, Hyperdrive and Quick Chain are really good badges to have. He's also got like Stop and Go, Unpluckable. He doesn't get range, but he's got gold clamps, gold lucky 7. His defense is surprisingly good. His movement is surprisingly good. And he shoots from deep. I don't know how, but he shoots from deep. He went out the badges. He's got a really solid 3 ball. The release isn't even that bad. He's got one of those dunks that are really hard to block. So if he gets in the dunk animation, he's going to dunk it. He's got a really good steal and perimeter defense. He's got really nice speed and good lateral. I don't know why this card is as good as he is. He is really solid. He is really, really solid. And then at the small forward off the bench, and this is a card that I just don't see people using. I think people know how good this card is. So that's why I was like kind of iffy on putting him underrated. If you guys want some, like, some people obviously don't rate Franz Wagner. I think he's solid. There are a couple of guys you could definitely throw in here. Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce isn't very good, but I mean, people literally treat him like he's a scrub. Like he's the worst player in the game. He's just a not good player. He's not awful. But Scotty, my starting small forward. This is one of the best cards in the game. This is one of the best wings in the game. And people are talking about this guy like he's some scrub. Genuinely talking about this guy like he's some scrub. Scottie Pippen has got half clamps, half defensive leader, half up pest, hardest defender, and menace. So, like, half menace, half clamps, half defensive leader is great. Half defensive leader is an underrated badge. It's +4 to every player's defensive stat. He's got goal catch and shoot, goal corner specialist with a release that he's pretty greenable. He's very rarely going to miss from the corners. He's got his own behind the back, which is crazy. He's got goal dimer, goal pickpocket, goal pick dodger, goal interceptor. He's got a huge player build, goal intimidator, goal posterizer, goal post move lockdown. So if you run a switch everything, like if you run switch everything, he's got goal post lockdown as well, which is huge. He's got bailout, downhill, needle threader, set shooter, quick first step, unpluckable. He's got bullet as well, anchor brace, floor general, slippery off ball, post playmaker, ball stripper, and hustler. Like, you put him on ball, and unless someone's abusing mismatch expert, you can literally X-switch everything and put him on the other team's center. And while, yeah, he may not do the greatest job of stopping the mash, but nobody can stop the mash. He'll do as well as anyone. He's 6'8" with goal post move lockdown and goal ball stripper with an unbelievably high steal rating. He'll do as well as anyone can of stopping the mash. He's perfect for today's switch everything meta. He's got 85 3 ball, which is good. 85 driving dunk. Again, he's got that really good behind the back. Really good interior defense, great perimeter defense as well. Steal 92 is huge. Speed's pretty good, not unbelievable, pretty good. 96 lateral. Like Scotty, in my opinion, I put him as like the 14th best player in the game when I made my top 100 list on around Christmas. I think he's probably somewhere in the 20s right now. But I mean, this guy is at the level of in my opinion, of like Pink Diamond Jimmy Butler. That is the level that I put Scottie Pippen at. Then we have got another player that he just does everything well. It's Sadiq Bey. It's Sadiq Bey. Run him at small forward, run him at power forward. I have never played against this guy when it's not someone just trying to do his agendas. And I've played quite a bit of Unlimited. I've never played against this guy. Maybe it's because, again, I'm in higher bracket SBMM and I only play against God squads. So maybe if you guys are in lower bracket SBMM, it's something that happens. Again, in clutch time, I don't even see him being ran. He's got half rebound chaser, which again is if you're playing at the four, it's relevant. But he gets like catch and shoot, corner specialist, glue hands, pick dodger, goal clamps, goal interceptor, goal intimidator, goal blinders. He's not going to dribble the ball because it's a big dribble style, but he's got quick first step, sniper on goals. But he's got base 31, which is one of the easiest releases to green in the game. He's got an 87 3-point, good mid-range, outside of standing dunk and ball handling. Just look at his stats. 80 plus in everything, 80 plus in all his defense, 91 rebounding, 84 speed. He's at 86 lateral. He just does everything at a solid rate. And he's a guy that especially because of how good his release is, I've been using when I'm kind of messing around the clutch time a little bit. I really have been using him in those scenarios, and he's been good. He's been really good. He's a really solid player. And again, it depends on how Granger is, but he's a player that I could see potentially me using to try get Danny Granger in Season 4. I really could. But yeah, a great player, especially on current gen. He's even better. Sadiq Bey. And then, this might be the most underrated player in the entire game. This might actually be the most underrated player in the entire game. Shemezi Metu. Metu might be the most underrated player in the entire game. Like, this guy is insane for a Ruby center. Like, Wang Zhiji is the best Ruby center. I get it. He's the second best Ruby center. Is not even close. But look at this guy's his badges. You're like, okay, yeah, they're not the greatest. And that is the one problem. But he does have Hustler, Rebound Chaser, Glue Hands, Lob City Finisher, Post Spin, Acrobat, Catch and Shoot. And he's got Set Shooter. Again, not the greatest rim protecting badges. You're not going to be using this guy in Unlimited, let's be real. But he is so good for his tier. And that is one thing that I don't understand why there's not more hype about. Because of the way Limited works, being good for your tier, just like Joakim Noah's in the grand scheme, he's not a great card. Unbelievable for his tier. If a card is like an Emerald or a Sapphire in their God tier for a Sapphire, that means they're going to have some use. And Metu, look at his stats. Post game, not the greatest. 80 mid-range, 85 3 with an easy release degree, and I don't mind set shot 18. Really solid dunk, 79 ball handle, fundamental dribble style. He's also got 82 block, 82 steal, 78 perimeter, 84 interior. This is a Ruby center. 84, 85 rebounding, 84 speed, 76 speed with ball, 84 acceleration, 83 lateral quickness. As this is a Ruby center. And like, not only a Ruby center, he's a Ruby center that everyone thinks is a bum. Like, is he going to be usable in Unlimited? I mean, he's probably usable in Unlimited. Is he going to be good in Unlimited? Not really. Because again, it depends on what bracket of SBMM you're in. Because this was a card that if this was NBA 2K20, you better believe I'd be hyping up the fucking Oblivion. But still, for what he is, he's so good. He's so good. Like, he's going to give you productivity at the level of like a diamond rifle of friends. But the difference is that this guy is apparently a bum. I just don't understand where that logic comes from. He's decent at everything. He can handle. He's like a freaking Ruby George Mikan with a worse release. Metu is so solid. He is so freaking solid, and people all think he's a scrub. So yeah, that is the video. These are 10 of the most underrated players in the game. These are guys that I either think are way better than people give them credit for, like George Mikan or Scottie Pippen, or guys, and Dan Marley as well, or guys that people legitimately think are scrubs, like Dave Bing, Manu Ginobili, Metu, and Josh Giddey, that I just think are really solid cards in game. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.